his spiders.
I would compare it to a soft-shell crab, fit for a king. Just delicious.
Tarantula will continue on National Geographic Explorer.
It may be the biggest, scariest spider in the rainforest, but a tarantula can be a fragile thing. It has a rigid external skeleton, so in order to grow larger, it must shed the old skeleton to make way for a new one. The process is called molting. This Chaco golden tarantula is about to molt. Flipping over on its back makes the process easier. During the molt, a spider is immobile, defenseless, and extremely vulnerable. Its new skeleton has grown under the old one, complete in every detail, with new urticating hairs and even a new set of fangs. They look shiny and sharp, but they're still too soft to use as weapons. Flexing its muscles, the spider forces the old skeleton to separate from the new one. Finally, the outer layer expands until it splits open. Now the spider can wriggle out of its shell and leave it behind like a discarded suit of clothes. For the next few days, the tarantula will have to be especially careful. Until its new skeleton hardens, it will be at risk from all sorts of hungry neighbors. This male woolly tarantula is also at risk, but not because he just molted. He's found a female, a potential mate. But if he's not careful, she could kill him. Like other spiders, female tarantulas often try to devour their mates. Tarantula courtship resembles mortal combat more than a ritual of love, as the male struggles to avoid the female's fangs. Finally, he transfers a package of sperm with his pedipalps, the two appendages near his mouth. Once that's done, there's no time for cuddling. The female will stay by her burrow, and when she lays her eggs, she'll use his sperm to fertilize them. Her brood will consist of hundreds of spiderlings. Mark Simich has even more spiders than that to take care of. Mark is an avid collector who shares his home just outside Los Angeles with close to 1,000 tarantulas.
If you're a collector, no matter what you collect, CDs, art, one thing begets the next. So with these, there's over 800 species, so there's so many to collect that all have different color phases, they have different characteristics, they do different things from different parts of the country, and you just can't help it. You know, just one thing leads to the next. So naturally, you end up with this.
Mark's crazy about the furry little critters, but it took a little time to persuade his wife, Anita.
I said they have to be in a room, the door has to be locked, it has to be earthquake-proof, you know, if we have an earthquake, I'm out of here, forget it. And then he kind of put a twist on it and just said, you know, you like, you know, watching animals, you know, their behavior and stuff like that. Why don't you just look at this and study their behavior? They're really cool, and you respect them just like any other animal.
And now?
And now it's fine.
No problem.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I'm teaching my friends to come into the room, and you know, and I show them, look, they're not going to do anything.
Mark is part of a growing subculture. People who keep tarantulas as
You can see
pets.
here, this is a
Tarantula dealers do a brisk business at exotic animal conventions all over the United States and
It's a
Britain.
beautiful little spider. These were captured
Dealers
for
also trade in tarantulas on the internet.
picture
Mark is always looking for new species to add to his collection. Mark's not the only one who keeps tarantulas in the house, but Gene Werka prefers to keep his in the kitchen. He's preparing a dish that was recently served at the annual dinner of the Explorers Club, tarantula tempura.
We're going to place them in the oven, 450 degrees, for about 2 minutes. Let me get to the oven here before we overdo them. And here they are. It looks magnificent. Now, of course, tarantulas do, as you know, have some hairs on them. The best way of removing the hairs is with the good old torch. They use it in many of the recipes, especially for creme brulee. And as you see, the gases inside, some of the fluids are expanding. And these certainly look ready to go. Today we're going to try a tempura batter, and we're going to place them in the batter and let them coat. And here we go. Spectacular. The taste is a unique flavor. I would compare it to a soft shell crab. Two beautiful specimens to feast on. Now, if that doesn't look appetizing, I don't know what will. We're going to dip it in this teriyaki sauce with freshly diced garlic. Fit for a king. Just delicious.
To satisfy a different kind of taste, hunters in the jungles of French Guiana head out just after dawn in pursuit of Goliath tarantulas. The spiders aren't being hunted for food, but for the tourist trade. When they find what they're looking for, the men work fast to block the Goliath's escape route. Once they gain access to the tarantula's burrow, the hunters can force it out into the open. Sometimes there's an added bonus, spider babies. This burrow contains more than 100 spiderlings. They'll be shipped to dealers in North America or Europe. As for their mother, she'll meet a cruel end. The hunters don't want to damage her, so she's trapped in a clear plastic bottle and baked in the 100-degree heat. Mounted on styrofoam, she'll be placed in a shadow box and offered for sale in the tourist shops in town. What the hunters do is not illegal, and from Rick's point of view, tourists must share the blame. But he feels these tarantulas deserve a better fate.
Now, there's dozens of tarantulas here stacked up like a house of cards. These are animals that have been around 25 million years, virtually unchanged. And to see them hanging on the wall dead in shadow boxes, knowing that they're just going to end up on somebody's wall collecting dust, it's very tragic.
Fortunately, not everybody believes the only good tarantula is a dead tarantula. Judging by these school kids, our fear and revulsion are due more to social conditioning than to instinct. There's actually a lot to admire in these 8-legged wonders. Perhaps if more of us could learn to appreciate the tarantula's finer points, our fear would be turned into fascination.
Hey, I didn't know tarantulas could tell time. Maybe he just wants to see if it's time to eat. Well, you can interact with tarantulas without letting them crawl all over you. All you have to do is log on to our website. where you can learn about this spider's life cycle, explore their habitat, and find out about all the different species of tarantulas. That information can be found at nationalgeographic.com. And that wraps up our show for this time. Thanks for watching. For National Geographic Explorer, I'm Boyd Mattson. I'll see you next time.
Sunday, on a special edition of National Geographic Explorer, it will devour a sea lion. Even attack a great gray whale. Few animals can kill like the killer whale. But is something killing them?
Killer whales are at the top of the marine food web. If you save them, you can save the rest of the ecosystem.
Join a team of scientists as they track the secret killers of Monterey Bay. Then, seals are disappearing too, and no one is quite sure why. Is the answer below the surface?
I feel like an explorer because we're going places that no one has ever gone before.
A remarkable camera and computer system reveals the mysteries of their undersea world. National Geographic's critical